Welcome to Comics from the Future, our weekly preview show where you can preview and pre-order the upcoming comics that are coming out from Marvel and DC and tons of independent publishers as well. Thank you for joining us this Friday. My name is Megan.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Jason. We're all with Infinity Flux Comics in the ever more lovely Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm just gonna keep building that every time.
Until we hit the summer, then it's real nice.
The illustrious. If you guys do not have a comic subscription with us, it's super easy. Just send us a message, and we'll also put some info on the screen at the end for how you can order. We'll make it super easy on you, and maybe you can start with some of the stuff that you will see here. So let's get into it.
Let's get to the comics.
First off, this is Future State House of L. This is the only one-shot from the Future State line from DC. So I was really curious why this was a one-shot.
Yeah, we've been talking about this since it was announced.
Yeah, this was, and I feel like it wasn't announced kind of with the original slate. It kind of crept in a little bit later because this, I believe, is the last. This will come out the last week of Future State.
It's the capstone of it all.
And so I got to peruse a digital copy of this, and it's really interesting. So this takes place in the future. I'm not sure. I didn't necessarily see if it said exactly what year this falls, but this is definitely towards probably around your what was the other one that when Superman was old and had a beard and stuff, when he showed up in that
the War World, the Superman.
Later than that. This is maybe before the Wonder Woman, Immortal Wonder Woman. But this is interesting because the House of L, Superman's family, this is long enough in the future where it has become like a dynasty. The house is kind of spread throughout the galaxy.
Generations.
Generations.
With Superman seen as the Godfather.
I was about to say, it's interesting because Superman is, semi-immortal. We've on rare occasions seen hints of that like he either ages extra slow, but does he actually ever die? Mm-hmm. Well, he's a bit older, but he's still around, but he has generations of grandchildren. We do see Jonathan Kent's, he has twins in this. Interesting enough, one is kind of the Superman of Earth, and the other one is a Blue Lantern. So it's funny. It's like, what's the Kent's career paths? So it's really cool. There is a ton of new characters. I don't know which ones may matter in the long run, but you do have like these generations of these kids. You don't necessarily know how they're all related, but it's why you say like he's like the Godfather in this, because there's a lot of infighting too. When you get like a family of just really superpowered people, they've got some of their own ideas. Mm-hmm. But I really like this one. The art was really, really cool. Since it is a one-shot, it is a very contained story, and it has a really awesome payoff at the end that I really hope we see more from this time frame, because I think there's a lot of story to explore in this.
And I've confirmed this is the year 3000, which is the same timeline that Future State Legion of Superheroes.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting, because I want to say that some of that stuff is referenced, like the Coalition of Planets or whatever. But yeah, I really like this one. It's only a one-shot, so easy to pick up, read, one and done. And there's this awesome variant cover. This is the B cover where you see that's almost like the portrait that would be like hanging over his majestic fireplace.
Wizened old Superman who could still kick your butt based on how buff he still is.
Okay.
I didn't know how to transition, so I just gave you the look.
That's good. So this is Marvel Voices #1. This is a special one-shot that's coming out in celebration of Black History Month. So it's coming out at the end of February. February is Black History Month, so getting it in there. It has, it features Black Panther, Storm, Blade, Falcon, Ironheart, Luke Cage, and Spectrum, and it has tons of different stories in it, different artists, different creators. So this is definitely an anthology tale. If you guys checked out Marvel Voices, the Indigenous Voices one-shot, it's going to be similar to that. So this is let me just see here. It's $4.99, 40 pages, and it does have several different covers. So I know a lot of people are going to want to see these and pick their favorite ones. So let's see which ones we have. This is the Bustos Stormbreakers variant. Then we have the Coipel variant.
That one's really
Yeah,
cool.
that one when I saw it, I was
That's
like,
going in
oh,
my-
this is going to be what
my
people are
Miles
wanting.
collection.
Yeah, I think that'll be heavily ordered. Still awesome. This is the Edge variant. Then we have the Lashley variant. And one more. This is the Sousa variant. So definitely pick your favorite. Let us know which one that you like, and or all of them.
Or all of them.
And a good way to celebrate Black History Month and get a cool Marvel one-shot.
All right, King in Black Fanatics. The event is sort of winding down as sort of big and hot as it still feels. They're releasing this King in Black Handbook. It is a one-shot that is going to profile everyone who's ever had a symbiote, but also everyone who's been majorly affected by them. So even if they didn't have one, if just something happened, which I think if you're around somebody with one, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is a $4.99 one-shot. It also is supposed to have a profile of Null himself, and it's supposed to have a profile of the first ever symbiote. This relates back to a Thor sort of all-black story. So just wanted to go over that one real quickly for those of you interested in the handbook.
Yeah, these are
sort of
nice
things.
because sometimes, it's hard to go back and find like what every person has been touched by a symbiote.
Yeah.
And to see like, oh, this is when, usually it tells you like that story, what issues it's found in, everything. So they're usually pretty helpful to point out all that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So next, we're going to go over probably maybe the biggest book of this upcoming weeks.
I know. It's going to be interesting to see how big this is.
Yeah, so this, of course, is by Boom. It is Berserker. It is co-written by Keanu Reeves and Matt Kindt. Personally, I'm a big fan of Matt Kindt's writing, so I'm pretty excited about it. If Keanu was doing it on his own, I don't know.
I'm sure he's a great writer.
Maybe. So he's in a lot of cool movies that I like.
You just
I'll
can't
say
get
that.
that Bill and Ted image of him out of your head, can you? How can you write a good... I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's also John Wick. And,
There you go. Yeah.
A lot of other things.
Neo.
Yeah, Neo. Yeah, exactly. Point Break. I think that might be the first thing other than Bill and Ted I remember him in. But so this is a 12-issue series, so it's a maxi series. And the premise is he plays this guy, I believe his name is just simply B.
Yeah, that's all I was seeing.
And he's an immortal. He is half god, half mortal, but he just can't die. He has sort of a Wolverine healing factor. He's fought in all these wars. He's fought in like the Napoleonic Wars. He's fought in the Roman Wars. He just gets pulled into violence, and he's very good at it. So it sounds very John Wick to me. You know, if you just give him a dog, have somebody harm the dog. So it is now modern times, and he's working for the U.S. government, going up against anyone who's just too violent or dangerous for them. They call this guy. But the other side of the story is he's trying to find out about his own history. Apparently, he doesn't exactly know why he is the way he is. And he also wants to learn, is there anything that can kill him?
Mm-hmm.
You know, after you're immortal so long, I mean, when do you get to the point where you at least start wondering about that?
Yeah.
And that sounds like the Matt Kindt of this to me. Matt Kindt, he always writes very thoughtful stories.
Yeah, a lot of mystery elements too.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this one. It has a lot of different covers. The A cover is by Grandpa. Here is the Mark Brooks B cover. Brooks always does a lot of really good covers. They also are selling the Grandpa cover in foil. They don't really represent this that well, so I'm just showing you this again.
Imagine this, but shinier.
Exactly, shinier. And then the Brooks one, they're doing a foil variant of as well. And lastly, there's the blank sketch variant. Now, this is a blank you might want to pick up, and I'll tell you why. A 12-issue series that Keanu Reeves is writing and Boom is pushing really hard. This sounds like the next action movie franchise.
Yeah.
If this doesn't go to film, I don't know what will.
Did you read the thing about Keanu was talking to the director of John Wick about this story and being like, these are all the things I think would be really cool
Nudge,
in this.
nudge.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. So this is going to have a huge print run. Boom is actually offering a 1 in 1,000 We have to order 1,000 regular covers to get one of these, but Keanu Reeves has signed it. So if any of you have some very deep pockets and want to talk to us,
Let us know before Monday.
it's going to be probably a $2,000 book, but we can throw in a lot of the other incentives. Just putting that out there. So
I think this is going to be interesting because we were talking about it earlier. There's been a lot of comics that have featured celebrities in different forms. There was the Punisher with Eminem, and there's been I think the Black Eyed Peas had a comic and stuff. But for some reason, this one just for one, everyone loves Keanu Reeves.
yeah,
It seems like he's actually really behind this. This is not just featuring him. He's very involved with the story and the production of it. But I don't know. This is just a very odd thing that I'm really interested to see.
I'll also mention CGC is already saying that if anybody gets the 1 in 1,000 signed by him, and we have time to let them know this, they will grade it and signature series it.
Yeah.
That's all set up. Yeah, it's all set up. The last thing I'll say on this is it's just a joke. I think it'd be funny if when his character speaks, he leaves out all the vowels. You know, they'll do a certain way somebody talks.
Oh my gosh,
that would be hilarious to me. But moving on.
I'm excited for this. We all say our piece on this. There's one of the great things of working at a comic shop is when a lot of people are reading the same thing, and you have a ton of people on the same series, and pretty much everybody who comes in along with the staff can just talk about something together. And I have a feeling this will be that. So I'm excited.
It's a water cooler book.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for those water cooler conversations.
Andy,
We're gonna have to get a water cooler.
I might get a blank cover and commission you to do him on the cover talking without any vowels.
Have a huge word.
I may do that. Yeah.
So next up we have a new image book from John Arcudi, who you may know from working on a lot of Hellboy and BPRD stuff. He did the book Rumble that was really cool. This is called Two Moons. The more I looked into this, I didn't get to read the whole issue, but I did skim this one as well. So this takes place in Civil War time, but very much like the Old West Civil War look. You know, the still a very dusty town and everything. But there's the twist that there are monsters in this. There's ghosts in this. There's a lot of action. So it follows this Native American who is serving in the army, and really explores like the dynamics of what that was at the time, and you know, their perspective on the Civil War. Really interesting, especially when you read the first issue. There's a few key pages like I need to read this slower. Really interesting. I love like historical, like when they do like the spin on historical stuff, but you still learn a lot from it as well. It's almost like Assassin's Creed games or something where you get you learn a little bit too. But the art's really cool. There's a monster in it that is super scary looking. Don't know where the series is gonna go, but it seems really fun. I'm all for the time period and the setting and everything, and we'll see. I like a good monster horror book.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where the title fits into it.
Yeah, it is mentioned. It's actually a thing. It's not like one of those like we just thought this sounded cool. No, it's a part in the book. And then we have a variant cover. This is the Zafino variant.
Creepy.
Yeah, and I believe there's a blank cover as well.
Okay, and then another indie coming out is Nuclear Family from Aftershock, obviously playing on the term nuclear family for your close family. This is set in 1957 during bomb scares. It's set in this like picturesque Americana, apple pie, all that, and bombs are falling. So our setting becomes underground, yet we're still at war. So interesting setting there. It's based on a short story by Philip K. Dick, who you may know from Blade Runner or other small things like that. So, well, it'll be interesting to see how faithfully they adapt that story. I need to read the short story. That'll be interesting. But yeah, that's the setting for this. So you actually read a preview of it, didn't you?
I got to I feel like I actually do read comics, but for all these, I kind of skim because one, it's not a great format to read it. So, but yeah, it looks very interesting. You know, not probably missed on a lot of people. It's very Fallout. Um, kind of if you think of the Bethesda games, Fallout, the bunkers, the kind of duality of like the gas mask like you see there, but with this picturesque town and the almost like sitcom level colors and everything. Mm-hmm. So it looks really interesting. I've liked the setting because I like Fallout. So we'll see.
Okay, so our next segment, we're going to go over other notable number ones and just sort of cool covers, just covers we don't want anybody to miss out on. So beginning with DC's Aquaman Future State number 2. This is the A cover by Daniel Sampere. And this is the B cover by Randolph. This is a cardstock like all their B covers have been. So this is Aquaman Future State number 2.
And we sold out of the variant cover really fast.
Of the number 1, yeah.
So if that is something you want, go ahead and tell us, because we may already be sold out by the time it comes out. Who knows?
Who's next? Me?
Oh, okay.
Okay, next up is Batman Superman number 2, and we have the A cover and then the Arthur Adams B cover. And this is just a 2-part series.
Oh, this is with that.
That's the one with the false face serum, where everyone has the.
Oh yeah.
That looks like that had the false face arms and other things other than a face.
Yeah, that's the reintroduced Professor Pig. That's the sort of why.
Hulk Professor Pig.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Dark Detective number 4. We were talking about this on one of the other shows. This looks like that final showdown between Peacekeeper 1 and Bruce Wayne Batman. I'm really excited for this one. I want to see how that turns out. And we got the variant cover. And, of course, this is the Brian Boland cover.
I'm wondering if we're going to learn Peacekeeper 01's identity. Like, I don't think he's just somebody who came from nowhere or at least origin. So I'm really interested in that. So next up, continue on with all the Future State stuff. This is Legion of Superheroes number 2. This is the A cover by Riley Rossmo. And here is the B cover by Ian McDonald.
You can see all those weird new characters.
Yep.
All right, then we have Future State Suicide Squad number 2 of 2. Once again, if you guys are not on pull for these, you may find them sold out because most shops do not order as much of the number 2 as they do the number 1. But this is the Fernandez A cover and then the Derek Chu B cover.
And, the first one ended where the two teams were like going to fight each other. So I'm looking forward to seeing just a big old Suicide Squad versus Suicide Squad battle.
And we know that Peacemaker, the character that's on the A cover, is going to be getting his own HBO show, and he's going to be in the Suicide Squad movie. Cool. So I love when they start like gradually pushing these characters in here.
Again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next we have Superman Imperius Lex. Almost said Imperius. So this is the A cover. This is the Yannick Paquette, and then this is the scan variant. So you're seeing that slow transition of Superman getting older, like his hair turning gray. And...
Okay, so this is the next segment coming up for our show where we talk about just sort of other noteworthy covers, further in the series, stuff like that.
Stuff we don't want you to miss.
Yeah. So this is Captain Marvel number 26. This is the Avengers Mech Strike variant. They've been doing these sort of show off the mech robots on the covers thing for the Mech Strike series. And this is the other variant from that, the Marvel Masterwork variant. Of course, that series has been going for a little bit too, where they've done Masterwork covers. I hope it's not confusing anyone. I hope people don't think
not so far, luckily.
The hard covers.
Yeah.
So.
All right, next up we have XMen 18. This is the Peach Momoko variant. Is she officially exclusive with Marvel at this point?
There's a few straggling covers. I'm like, you
Yeah.
must have done that like
Yeah,
back
before.
before,
Yeah.
but for now I believe she's now
So we'll
exclusive.
probably see a few more from her, but this is gorgeous. This is her variant for XMen 18.
I know someone who loves Momoko and X-23 who was just here, and they will really want this.
And then we have the Storm Black History Month variant as well. So yeah, Marvel's doing that throughout the month. We saw some Black History Month covers last week, and we'll probably see a couple more.
Next up, this is a big one, which
Yeah.
I didn't know they were going to do this. So when this cover was originally teased,
That's interesting.
the characters
Right.
in the background were silhouetted. You couldn't see who they are. So they actually reveal, and you can see the. I guess it's not a spoiler now because he's also on the next variant cover. But Madman's up there in the corner. You've got some of those other characters. I believe some or all of those are from Donny Cates' other series.
Yeah.
So doing that homage to Giant Size X-Men. And then here we go. This is the Mike Allred.
They pull away the secret to have another cover that's a different.
I know, it's like, so are we gonna see this before? I don't know. It's just, I feel like this should be one that, like, you get it and you can like fold it over, and it's gonna be somebody he's like pulling Spawn in or something. But this is really cool. I'm excited to see. I don't know. I kind of like when they tease with all these secret characters and stuff.
Yeah, they haven't had a villain, so I'm almost wondering maybe it'll be a villain, crossing over from a series.
Just the way Madman's standing, it looks like he's like jerking somebody by the collar or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
but
it is odd that it's down there in this.
And it's like, we got to cover up just enough so we do the slant. Yeah.
Okay, so Spawn is hitting issue number 315, and we have more people pulling Spawn than we have since 1998, if we were open.
If we were open, then.
But some really cool covers coming up. So this is by, the artist's last name is Berens.
Yeah, this is an artist I hadn't seen before,
Me
but
neither.
they're doing.
They got some chops. I mean, look at that. It's a very cool cover. Then you get the Capullo and McFarlane cover.
Classic.
Yep. You got to have Cape floating all over and twisties and all that. And then here is the C cover by Segovia with just sort of Violator
back there.
and violating your background.
Okay, so this does not have an image to it yet, but I guarantee it's going to be awesome. This is Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 7. The second printing variant, number 1, obviously sold out. It is the first appearance of Win Delphus, leader of the Sixth Kin. My southern mouth was not meant to say so. But yeah, I bet this is going to be super nice.
I don't want to say I told you so, but we talked about Dr. Aphra number 7.
We did.
On our show, being like, hey, people are saying this is going to be a first appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So
we ordered up. We made a lot of people happy who come by our shop. We sold a lot at cover price while it was going up online.
Yeah.
So just to let y'all know, when there's not a cover like this, typically retailers underorder it because, I mean, there's no cover to sell.
Yeah.
So please let us know if you want this. I know it's sort of sight unseen, but that's the only way to guarantee you get it. That is why we do comics from the future, and that's why a lot of our customers who watch the show are very happy because they get everything, guaranteed. They don't come in the week of going, "Oh, the cover was beautiful. Now I want it." Well, sorry, we only had 3 people sign up, and we got 20, and they're all gone because people asked for it, between now and then. So.
Speaking of second prints, or third prints, actually, I'll go ahead and do this one also. This is Daredevil 25, the third printing. So Daredevil 25 sold out. Second printing was super nice, and then the third printing we just have a black and white variant for it.
It's the black and white variant of the second printing,
print.
which was a panel from the interior of the first printing.
How meta can we get?
Okay, this is King in Black, Return of the Valkyries number 1, the second printing. Just showing some cool panels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then, these are cool. These just got released, I believe, earlier today. Just added them in. So, Walking Dead has been doing Walking Dead Deluxe, which is the color version of Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And now they are doing second printings of the first, I believe, 6 covers.
First 6.
All done by David Finch. And they're the characters half zombified. Rick Grimes is looking a little Two-Face.
Yeah.
Then we have the Glenn one, really cool for number 2. Then the Lori for number 3. The Carl for number 4.
His hat looks okay on both sides.
The infection does not get fine.
It's not spread to fabric.
Haberdashery. Then we've got the number 6. And then the
next number 6.
And then the next number 6, the Shane one.
Okay, cool. So yeah, lots of Walking Dead stuff. Neat.
Now we have a
Could
few
use.
toys.
And now
I
it's
put
toy
these in here
time.
because I thought these were fun.
I
toy
meant to
time,
ask what the
guys.
prices were on these.
Okay.
I believe all of these are $12.99.
Okay.
Because I remember checking on, I was like, oh, the T-Rex has to be like extra price, and it was
Yeah, I'm saying $10.99.
$10.99. That's $2 cheaper than I just told you. They're going down in price.
I'll check the prices.
So
if
this is
when y'all wanna go through.
like a Deadpool 30th anniversary toy?
I believe so. Yeah, they've been doing. So we're not showing them all here. I just kind of picked out some of the ones I really liked. But there's like Deadpool as Caesar, and there's Deadpool like kind of throughout time in different garb. But I really like this Deadpool T-Rex.
This is super weird, Jason, because you just sold on our Sunday live sale a lot of secret warps. And here we have the Infinity Warps characters as well. So that's interesting.
So,
these are all $10.99, by the way.
Okay, yeah. So a couple of years ago now, when they were doing Infinity Wars, right?
Mhm.
That was the event. They did a book called Infinity Warps.
Yeah, because somebody had folded the universe together, and so it was half as many people. Sort of Thanos style, but instead of making them disappear, it was half as many people just folded together.
Yeah, so they've got some cool like Mashup Heroes, and I picked some of my favorite ones, like this one, which is the Arachnite.
Spider-Man and Moon Knight.
Spider-Man and Moon Knight. Then we have the Ghost Panther, which is, of course, Black Panther and Ghost Rider. And then this was kind of one of their main ones, I feel like. This was Soldier Supreme, which was, of course, Doctor Strange and Captain America.
It was a fun little 5-part series, and when it ended, they didn't just write them all off, because they did unfold the universe, but they left them still existing.
Yeah, they kind of left that door open. I really liked Arachnite. I thought that one was, I don't know, he had a really cool costume.
All right, so that is it for this week.
Yes, that's it for this week's Comics from the Future.
Yep.
If you guys like anything that you saw and want to pre-order it, as long as you get your orders in by Monday from Marvel, everything's open order. So if you want to get 5 copies of that Dr. Aphra number 7 second print, you can. That's the best way to do that in advance.
And DC orders are due Sunday because they're different.
Yep. This is the show to watch to make sure you get the comics. You know, we do a show every Tuesday where we read the comics that are coming out the next day, and we take orders on that show if we have enough. But this is the one where you guarantee it. So thank you all for watching, whether you watch on Facebook or you watch on YouTube. We're almost at 450 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah,
just a few more people.
You'll definitely want to check in to the show next week, because that's when DC is doing a lot of their new number ones. Batman's back. We're doing I believe the new maybe Harley Quinn is next week, but some
Joker.
We've got some special.
I think
covers
Joker's
to
a
show
week
you guys
after next.
too.
But it's coming up.
There's some really swell stuff coming up.
Some very special things. So.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we're going to leave you with a little screen on how to order. So have a great day.
See you next time.
Bye.